Like, seriously, you're a traitor. Because, you know, at the time that I needed you the most, you talk about Kid Cool.
Well, I thought you couldn't hear me.
No, I couldn't.
Was that... Okay. So I told you I didn't at all talk about Kid Cool.
You're such a liar. Okay? You're such a liar. Not even worth pretending.
Okay. Maybe.
Okay. Well, Jeff, let's talk about the game that you have today. It better not be Kid Cool.
It is not.
Good.
It is not. It is, well, we have not a platformer. So we have not a platformer.
It's correct. This game is very much not a platformer. Although...
there are platforms in it. You just don't platform
You don't
them.
jump. Well, I mean, you might jump. Just not the way that you would want to jump.
There's no jump button.
Yeah, there we go. No jump button. That automatically makes it not a platformer. So what game do we have?
We have a Hungarian motorcycle simulator called Action Cross, or affectionately called Across.
Action Supercross or Across?
Yes, Action Supercross.
Vroom. Oh my gosh.
Playing version 1.2.
Wow, so advanced.
Well, it's not 1.3.
Okay.
I think this one's is pretty good though.
Do they have a 1.3?
They do.
Oh. Is it
The
better?
levels are a little different. Yeah, it's a little better, so that's why they get 1.2.
Oh, okay. Well, good. Good. Yeah, I haven't heard of this, but everybody is noting this is a Jeff game, and oftentimes we never know what we're getting into when Jeff is around, so...
So here's the thing, right? Probably very few people here have heard of it. It was fairly popular in Hungary, and a sequel to this called Elastomania, which is actually... I don't know, it looks pretty similar to me, but has a huge cult following. Lots of videos on YouTube about it. I don't get it. They both look terrible to me, but I guess there just weren't a lot of games available in Hungary, so this looked good to everybody.
I'm absolutely shocked that there weren't a whole bunch of games available in Hungary.
So this is a shareware game. They'll be playing the full version. It has been remade for reasons unknown to anybody and put on Steam. So the remade version is something you can buy. The old version is not.
See, now you're speaking my language. Remade on Steam? Oh, baby.
Yeah.
I kind of...
Why they remade... I don't remember if they did this one or just Elastomania. I think maybe they did both. But yeah, it's... I don't know why. I guess just there was a lot of demand for it in Hungary.
Yeah. Maybe they like motorcycles. Then again, I find that even though motorcycles are fairly popular here in the US, they're not nearly as popular as other countries. Like, it's... I mean, I guess it sort of makes sense. Little bit strange to me, but that's fine. That's fine. I'm here for the strange. I would like to have a motorcycle one day. I don't want to buy one. So if anybody has motorcycle bucks they want to lend me, that'd be great. You're not getting it back. Not really much of a loan, I guess. So, Jeff, how have you been doing lately? I know that I've seen that you've been streaming some more of your crossword games, which have been fun. Anything else going on?
Are you implying I'm a gamer?
Well,
Crossword games?
They're games.
I don't know. They're puzzles.
No, puzzles are games.
They're not video games.
You do it on video.
Okay, I do play games on a computer. I'll give you that, but that doesn't make me a gamer.
You beat me at Bible Buffet, so I think you're...
Okay, yeah, okay, I'm better than you at video games. That counts.
Yeah, you would probably beat me at Candyland too if we ever ended up playing that competitively.
You know, I was just participating in a puzzle tournament called Puzzle Boat, and it was all about board games. It was a theme. There were 150 different puzzles with board games. Candyland was not one of them. Can you believe that?
You know, might surprise you, but I can.
It was my favorite board game as a kid.
Well, it's a lot of kids' favorites. Doesn't mean that it's a good game.
That is literally what it means.
Wait, literally what means?
If it's a lot of kids' favorite game, then that means it's a good game. It's a game designed for kids.
Oh my gosh,
to
kids
enjoy.
are so. All the kids listening, go ahead and plug your ears real quick because I'm gonna say something mean. Kids are so dumb sometimes.
Yeah.
Not
That's
always.
okay. That's okay. That's why you make dumb games for kids. And then they like it.
No, honestly, your tastes change when you get older. That's just how it is, you know. It's life. We are just creatures who learn to appreciate things that aren't just sugar flavored when we grow up.
Yeah, exactly. Wait, what?
Or do you just eat a bunch of sugar?
I just eat a bunch of sugar. Is that not how it's done?
No, it's not. Well, I mean, if you mean like what's done? That's my question. What are you trying to do? Do
Being
an
an adult?
No, that's not how you adult.
So like pizza, peanut butter and jelly, maybe some spaghetti and meatballs, vegan meatballs for me. That's like adulting, right? Like, because you buy it yourself.
I mean, if you buy it yourself, then sure, whatever. You can eat whatever you want. Just don't blame me, okay?
I actually have an okay diet, but I those are some of the things I like, but don't eat a lot of.
I'm checking right now to see if the players are ready to start their engines. And they are.
So, you know, good life instructions. After you've eaten all the foods, touch the flour.
Okay, everybody, if you have foods or flowers or motorcycles, I need you to spam those emotes right now because we are doing the countdown. Good luck, players. Wait, Bubsy is not a food, a flower, or a motorcycle. Okay, Kefka, that's literally not what we asked for. Ooh, there's ham, tacos, Doritos.
Flowers?
Yeah.
Doritos.
Flowers. Bart Pig is a food.
Food, yeah.
Oh, no.
Pig is a food. This is it. It is one of the hardest to control games I've ever played. As you could probably see. The thing is, once you figure out the controls, it is playable. I don't know if they're going to figure out the controls within an hour. It's possible.
Okay, so what buttons do what? If you can
left
answer
and right,
that.
and then I think space is for turn around.
Okay.
Or maybe you just turn around and you turn around.
And is that it?
Yeah, that's it. That's the whole game.
Can you rotate while you're in the air?
I don't remember.
It looks like you
can't,
sort of can.
There's no like rotating. Or you mean like you can spin? That's what you mean. But like the flippy thing, like where your sprite does a mirror image thing.
Yeah, that's not what I mean.
Oh. Yeah, you can.
Like doing flips.
Yeah, you can move in the air. That's what you meant.
Okay, yeah.
It's not like committed jumps or whatever. You can move.
This
It's
is
not Castlevania.
pretty bad.
I'll tell you that.
Okay, good. Yeah, Castlevania controls in this game.
Wow, somebody finished a level already.
No, two
That's
levels.
pretty good. So the reason the sequel to this is called Elastomania, and you might have gotten a sense so far, is that the wheels on your bike are elastic in a sense. So
Yeah.
you can get them caught on a platform and they will just extend.
This level is Twin Peaks, level 3 for Pika-Pals, level 2 for Polterghost.
And they have really weird hitboxes, like the axles aren't part of the hitboxes, so you can actually catch one wheel on the top of a platform and then pull yourself up from it.
You can do that in a few different motorcycle games. Like, I need to try the latest Trials game. The biggest reason I didn't is because of all the microtransactions. I do not like supporting that.
Yeah, there are no microtransactions in this, just microaggression.
Just microaggressions. Good. That's all I really need. So, I see them collecting fruits before flowers. Is that a good idea?
That is the only way to play.
Oh, okay.
Is you have to get all the fruits, you have to eat, and then you have to touch a flower. I mean, isn't that obvious? You collect all the apples. It's like
Yeah, it's like junior high.
It's like Pears and Grey Witch. You collect all the apples, and then you go to the end.
There we go. Maybe the flower is the Grey Witch. Oh my gosh, this just looks like a nightmare to control. I love it.
It's rough. And then if your helmet hits the top of I don't know what you call them, platforms, then you die, or the bottom of the platform. So, but yeah, it's a nightmare to control. I don't know how people find this playable, honestly. There are videos on YouTube of people playing this and making it look playable, but they do moves that don't look like they should be possible. So I don't really know what to make of that. You really need to spend some time getting used to the physics and control of the game to get past some of these levels. So we'll see how much they can learn in the time they have allotted. But yeah, already level 2 is rough. Yeah. I was only able to make it, I think, level 3 after playing this for a while. So
yeah, Pika-Pals is on level 4, Polterghost on level 3 right now. They're doing pretty dang well so far. Yeah,
I'm really impressed at how quickly they've picked up the controls. Because even this level of even this level of control is pretty impressive. I don't know how to convey how difficult it is to move in this game. It's a lot harder than it looks.
Yeah, I believe it. So, as far as I can see, the person who made this, it was mostly made by one person, and yeah, they only made this and Elastomania, which
Wait, NPC remembers this game? NPC, are you sure you're not thinking of the sequel? Y'all aren't thinking of the sequel, Elastomania?
This is the prequel.
Yeah, this is the prequel. So this one's a lot, the controls are a lot worse on this.
Oh my gosh, I just love that we've had a pretty wide range of motorcycle games, like Evel Knievel for Game Boy Color. Definitely also uncontrollable, but not the same way. Wait, some people like this better than Elastomania. Question though, did you play the remake or the original? Because I
don't know if the remake on Steam, I don't know if that's popular. How popular that is. I assume people are talking about when they were a kid. There's a remake on Steam, yeah.
Yeah, chat, it does look like
so
the left stream is pixelated and the right one's not.
I was kind of hesitant about giving it out because it's so well known. And, you know, fortunately, neither of our players were familiar with it. But, and I don't understand. A lot of people have fond memories of this game. I guess it was, I don't know. I did not have a good time playing it. I'll say that.
I do know that I played some Flash games that looked a lot like this, and simply put, if you can just boot it up really quickly and play around with something, then that's fine. Oh no, are there limited lives?
You can save, but we're not having them save.
Okay. So you can save, but because they can't save, they do have limited lives?
Yes, I don't remember how many lives. Wait, somebody's gonna have to remind me. Whether they're limited lives or not. Because I seem to remember you can just keep hitting replay every time you fail.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know that you'd count that as lives.
Gotcha. Maybe I just got confused there. Okay. So yeah, the players are, I think, starting to get this figured out.
I have a feeling they're going to like this game. I have a feeling that afterwards they're going to tell me, hey, Jeff, I was so scared of you, but this was great. I loved it.
I'm a little bit afraid of that. Why is your bike so slow, though? That's my only complaint so far.
Yeah.
By the way, there are 47 levels that are in this game.
Yes, so we will definitely not see a completion. I think even some of the best players of this take about an hour to finish.
That's good to know. Yeah, I like that one person essentially made the game in their acknowledgements. Balaz Rosa ended up making the game, but it looks like Sapa Rosa made some of the levels for version 1.2. And then Dylan Cooper ended up helping, I believe, with some of the translation, and also a lot of testing there. And none of these people worked on any other games. This is it. This is what they did.
Yeah, but they were big hits, so...
I mean, if you make one game that people remember for years after, then you've done pretty well.
Yeah, I think so.
Honestly, I do think that this probably has a little bit of the nostalgia filter for people who did play it when they were younger, because... yeah, let me tell you, this game is, like, I didn't play this one, and trust me, I feel no nostalgia for this.
It must be really thick nostalgia goggles, because I played this and I was like, this is horrible, this is perfect Kuso, I can't control, the graphics are terrible, there's no music to speak of, like, and then I see all of these YouTube videos and reviews. This is my favorite thing as a kid. I love this. It was, popular enough. People are paying for it for the remake. Like I don't get it. Other than the nostalgia. But it is, one thing I'll say, a very difficult game, as Chad is mentioning.
Oh yeah. I can see how difficult it is. Like, I feel like I would rather play Evel Knievel than this, personally.
Okay, that's a good standard. I also, like, if you're not good at figuring out the controls, how the controls work, you're gonna have a horrible time. We happen to have two competitors right now who, I mean, they're in the brackets. They're really good at figuring things out.
Oh yeah, it takes a lot of work to get this far, and they've eliminated a lot of people. So seeing them do well on this game that was difficult for a GM to play, I guess it's not too surprising. It's, you know, that's how things go. Oh, I guess if you don't collect all the apples and you get to the flower, it ends up essentially saying, nope, go back.
Yeah, you got to keep going for. Got to keep going until you get all the apples.
Yeah.
And then go back to the Grey Witch. But don't be discouraged. Have a firm belief.
Oh, I've got firm belief. You know, there need to be a wider variety of fruit. Needs to be. Yeah.
You know, fruits take time to draw sprites. Fruits don't grow on trees, bro.
They do. They literally do. Not all of them, but quite a few of them do. Motorcycles don't grow on trees, Jeff. Why don't we get more motorcycles?
Yeah, that's why there's only one. That's why there's only one motorcycle.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I mean, there are several apples, right? Because they grow on trees, but like you're wanting other kinds of foods.
Yeah, what about like pears?
You already have a whole game that's just pears, except for the Grey Witch.
Well, I don't want to play that one. I want to play this, but with pears.
You don't? Okay, tell me that if this had pears in addition to apples, that you'd actually want to play it.
All of you Steam modders out there, go ahead and mod this game to be Action Supercross, but with pears, okay? Put it on Steam Workshop.
I think there's a level editor for it.
Yeah, but can you put pears in?
I'm pretty sure there is. Yeah.
There's a level editor, but does it let you edit the fruit?
That I don't know.
Yeah, Pac-Man has more variety of fruit than this, and, you know...
But Pac-Man's a good game.
I mean, good for its time. Yeah, it sort of
okay,
is
that
still
also depends on
good.
which Pac-Man you're playing.
Oh,
the Atari 2600 one.
Pac-Man 2.
The Atari 2600 Pac-Man was pretty awful.
A little rough, yeah. Nah, I like Pac-Man, it's fine. I just have no desire to, like, ever actually get good at it. Whatever. You're just a Pac-Man. Run around. I'd rather be playing rompers like I played yesterday, okay? That was essentially a Pac-Man-like.
Yeah. So, more rompers in the future?
I mean, if anybody ever tries to make me play Pac-Man, I'll just load the app. Oh my gosh, Pika-Pal's good flower dodge, but unfortunately face into the wall.
Yeah, face into the wall. It's not so good, even with the helmet. So it's real tough to get up some of these slopes, right? Because there's no like acceleration. You just gotta be able to control gravity to go down fast enough, turn around, and then get back up.
Oh yeah. By the way, I love that I'm taking a look at the Wikipedia page about this game and Elastomania, and they call Trials HD a clone of this, a clone of the game. I'm like, I mean, technically you're probably right, but oh geez.
This launched a whole series. This launched the entire genre of like Elastomania type games. So it was quite pioneering.
Oh come on, Evil Knievel probably came out before this. No. Actually, now that I say that, I'm a little bit worried I could be wrong. Uh-oh. Okay.
See, the trick is to never worry about being wrong. I say wrong things all the time here.
No, never mind.
Yeah.
Evil Knievel was 2 years after this. What?
Yeah. This is the granddaddy of this genre, and Elastomania was its first child.
Uh-huh. That's cool. Okay, looking at the Trials series, first one came out in the year 2000, 3 years after this. So, wow, this is the OG.
Yeah.
People saw this and liked it enough to be like, hey, let's go ahead and, you know, make more of these. And apparently the original Trials was just in Java, Trials 2 in Flash. So, yeah, these all started out basically as very, like, just a handful of people made them, and people enjoyed them enough that it became a viable genre.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, somehow enough people played this, and they're like, this is so good, we should start an entire genre of this type of game.
But then again, Jeff, you know, you look at a lot of games from the time, and, you know, if they weren't necessarily great per se, at the very least, this has an interesting mechanic that nobody had ever done.
Yes. I'll give it that. It just didn't age too well, as far as I can tell.
I just love, like, just the motor. It sounds so sad. It's just going, it's very quiet, you know, they're crawling around. But if you've ever been to one of the events where people actually try to do some of this jumping and such with motorcycles, it really is more of a puzzle game than an action game. You know, they're just trying to figure out how to get across gaps when you have to control a motorcycle, you know?
Yeah, I'd say that's right. You really just have to figure out what to do, and think a lot about the mechanics of this, because it just doesn't play like most games. The elasticity of the axles just gives you a whole different type of mechanic to get used to. And you come up with something like Ku5ogrande is seeing some really high walls, right?
Oh yeah.
And you're like, what do I do with the walls this high? I haven't seen something like this before.
The crap? Okay, so I looked
Fortunately, there's a map.
Trials HD, and apparently one of the games like it is Super Meat Boy Forever.
Oh,
yeah.
Ku5ogrande was so close to getting up that gigantic ramp. It's going to try again, but it takes a while to get all that momentum built up. And so you just got to try to not die in the meantime. And when you get up that ramp, you need to be not going too vertically, right? Otherwise, you'll hit your head and die.
Uh-huh.
But this is very close right now. They're both on the same level.
Yeah, they're doing really well here.
And Ku5ograde's figured that out. That's pretty amazing. Now, just getting all these apples without dying. Wow, that was close. Very close. That's a tough thing. You got to get down that chasm. I think you got to time it to get all the apples as they come up, because you're not going to last too long down that chasm.
Okay, I'm taking a look, by the way, and it looks like one of the earliest games in this genre actually came out in 1985. It's called Wheelie for the ZX Spectrum, which would probably explain why it wasn't super popular, especially over here in the US. Yeah, I don't think anything was really quite advanced enough to do that, to do this, you know? But that appears to be one of the earliest instances of a game doing some of the puzzle platforming that we've got here. Now, while we say that this round is not another platformer, and you know, you could make an argument that there's quote-unquote platforming, but honestly, this is more of a puzzle game than anything else.
I mean, you could say any motorcycle game is a platformer, right?
Yeah.
but it is definitely a genre of its own. And you're seeing, wow, they're both perfectly synced up. Look at that.
Very nice. Yeah, other people are pointing out that there was a game called Kickstart for Commodore 64, which appears to be a two-person, or, you know, a competitive version of one of these games. Yeah, the sequel came out in '87. I don't know about the original, but so right around that time, people were experimenting with these ideas.
I was wondering if
Kickstarter was
Pika-Pals was going to. I was wondering if Pika-Pals was about to try the strategy of landing on that big platform in the middle, because it is tough to otherwise land in just the right spot.
Oh yeah. Oh, Pika-Pals! Wow, that was close. Thought you were gonna die, but you didn't. Don't hit your head. Don't. Nope. Yeah.
I mean, I think they both basically have the puzzle aspect of it down, and it's just sort of executing it now. Because Pika-Pals was able to. There we go. There we go.
Oh my gosh, landed. No! Left.
Oh, okay. Now Pika-Pals is trying the middle platform strat, and I mean you have to go there anyway because there's a single apple there. But you can also use
there's
it
so many
as a
apples.
launching point. Yeah, of course there's so many apples.
Oh my gosh, why are they moving the way they are?
Because they don't want you to capture them.
Oh, well, yeah, that makes sense. Polterghost,
so close.
Spin to die.
Pika-Pals was so close. But has learned that you need to get the apple on the middle platform before you go and fall down the chasm.
Oh yeah.
And these maps are incredibly helpful that you see on their screen, because they show you where the apples are, and you otherwise probably wouldn't know or notice that one in the middle there.
Yeah, it's like, I know Pika-Pals is trying to get that, but is struggling a little bit to get on that platform reliably.
Yeah.
Yeah, if only there were a button to, like, push off of the wall while you're going up it, sort of to give yourself a little more momentum to the left.
Well, that's sort of the whole puzzle, right? You don't get to adjust your momentum. You have to figure out exactly how far to the left or the right you want to go to get enough gravity to do the things you need to do.
Oh, there we go. Pika-Pals, watch out. Yeah.
I mean, you can do that, or you just, okay, so I think he was just going for that middle platform to get the apple. You can walk over very slow, or drive over very slowly, like Polterghost is doing, to try and get those apples as they go up and down. But you might as well just time it right and get all the apples as soon as you touch the flower.
Yeah.
But they both seem to know exactly what needs to be done at this point.
Heck yeah, they do. Okay, Pika-Pals at the fruit, and oh, don't touch the spike. No, that's the difficult thing. How are you going to be able to get down and touch the flower without getting spiked?
Well, the flower's up. It comes up, right? So
I mean,
the same. You can just sort of time it.
But that's hard.
Yes, I know. This whole game is really hard. Like it doesn't get easier after this. They're on level, like, what is this, like 6 of 47?
Yeah, it turns out, everybody, that being difficult is apparently a whole video game mechanic.
Right? And particularly in the era when this came out, there was no fear of things being too hard.
Well, yeah, it came out in '97. Whenever you had people making independent games, they challenged a lot of what, like, the AAA games were doing. Why? Because a lot of the times, you know, they were going to be available for free, and it was a lot easier to be experimental if you didn't necessarily have to sell stuff.
Right. I mean, plus this came out as shareware, right? So it wasn't. I don't remember how long the shareware version was. It's a few levels, and then, you know, if it's hard, then that's fine. People get a little more playtime out of it. Making you get them to buy it. I don't know how many. Really have to put a lot of effort into this to clear 47 levels. But you can save, so it's not like you have to do it all in one sitting.
Oh, yeah.
So I wasn't able to find out if there's any lore about the apples. But our players are developing good strats for this. Polterghost has figured out to get onto the top near the chasm, turn around, and get the apple on the platform, and then come back. So that seems to be fairly consistent, even if not the easiest maneuver to do.
Yeah, let me see. Let me take a look, because apparently there may be lore for Elastomania. Let me see if I can find that out.
Well, that's cheating. They can't make lore later for an earlier game.
Sure you can. I mean, it's called retcon, and you can totally do it if you want. Okay, so here's how to play the game about Elastomania. You have to ride a motorbike and complete the various stages. This is in the README for Elastomania. You can get to the next level only by completing the previous one successfully. You can skip 3 levels in total, but you can go back and complete a previously skipped level later. You can choose to play on any of the levels you have previously completed. For all stages, the best end times are recorded along with the name of the player. Okay. Yeah, that's not really giving me lore. Multiplayer game, editor. A lot of stuff about the editor. A lot of stuff about the editor.
Yeah. Like, I kind of wonder if that's what made it, that really distinguished this from a lot of other games. There weren't too many shareware games with level editors.
So, by the way, this was released as is, and specifically they have a disclaimer saying that if this destroys your computer, they're not liable for it.
Oh, I should have passed on that disclaimer to the... I mean, I think it's just kind of implicit in any of the games I gave out that this comes from a country where they don't have the same quality standards as we have here in the US, meaning sometimes you get real good games, sometimes you get bad games. They're not consistently mediocre like US games.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was easier to sell mediocre games than games that earned some notoriety, you know? Nobody was, especially in the era of rental, people would be willing to rent bad games, maybe, but definitely not buy them. I think that these days it's a little bit easier for people who make aggressively bad games to be successful, because simply put, you don't have to buy a cart for them. You can, you know, you can sell them for a lot cheaper, and that's good.
Yeah. And if you're going to get a game, play it for a couple hours and then be done with it, then bad games are totally cool. I mean, I think sometimes the reason that players enjoy some of these games we give them is because they only have to play it for an hour. If this was the only game you had, or one of 3 games you had, you'd play it a lot because you had to, but it start getting frustrating.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. Okay, Polterghost is really trying to build up a little momentum to get up this left ramp. But honestly, Polterghost, you gotta get a little bit faster. Oh, there we go. Maybe this... Nope. Death. It's the name of the game, death. All
right, Chad is pointing out to me that there were some bad shareware games in the US. So what I was trying to say is that we had a lot of shovelware here in the US.
Yes.
There's a lot of mediocre stuff, and you'd get like a million Tetris clones and that sort of thing. In some countries, there was the same sort of thing, trying to emulate games that were popular in US or Europe, but a lot of times there were things that were different. They were kind of different than what you see here. I try and pick a lot of those to showcase in Ku5ogrande.
Yeah,
sometimes they worked really well, and sometimes they didn't. And you don't get to see the ones that worked really well here.
Yeah.
There were quite a few of them.
I mean, yeah, definitely. I think that a lot of people here, because they had played a lot of what were considered good games, they had an idea that, you know, if they wanted to be moderately successful, follow the formula, don't stray too far from it, and you may be able to make some money.
Yeah.
But if games weren't quite as played in other places, you know, they definitely wouldn't sort of have quite as much of an understanding of the standards, you know?
Yeah. Well, Star players have been stuck on this level for a little while. You could say that they're walled.
Yeah. Well, Jeff. I mean, yeah, you can say that about any time. Pretty much every game has walls. Name me a game that doesn't have walls.
I know, but they are specifically stuck on a wall.
Actually, I can name you a game that doesn't have wall.
What's that?
That would be Monster Rancher Hopabout. No walls, as far as I remember. Yeah.
That's true. The controls are barely better than this game.
Barely better.
I remember correctly, you sort of move the whole screen instead of moving your character in Hopabout. But I believe we have an entire Discord channel dedicated to Hopabout. Is that right?
Possibly. I actually really enjoy Hopabout. It's so good.
I can't remember if it's here or in the Big Bad Gameathon. Might be there.
It might be there. Pika Pals having a very hard time getting back up to that platform.
It's in Big Bad Gameathon Discord. There's a whole channel just about Hopabout, and it's active. People are actually posting in it now.
Like, when was the last message?
2 weeks ago.
Active, quote unquote. Let's go ahead and put some heavy quotes around that one.
But okay. What would you expect for a channel that's entirely about Hopabout?
I mean, I would expect it to not be active, like it is not active.
Oh, okay. Yes, should expect it to be hopping.
Yeah, exactly. Gotta be busy.
Yes, the Seawolf, we're talking about the Discord channel for Hopabout in BBG.
Oh my gosh. Polterghost managed to get across, but can you get the apples without dying?
That is...
Oh,
gonna
do the Pears and Grey
question.
Witch strategy of just hopping over the pit over and over. Ooh,
there we go.
This might work. Oh, Pika Pal's almost there as well. Oh no, Polterghost stream.
Oh, Pika Pals is so close.
Polterghost, no. Where'd your layout go?
Poltergeist is offline. Oh no.
Is Polterghost off? line, it says online, just took the game off of the layout. Oh, there was a crash.
There was a crash. Oh no. What did the game crash or just OBS?
The game crashed.
Well, you can play. I don't know if when you don't save, if it remembers, but you should be able to go right back. Yeah. Okay. You can go right. They can go right back.
Very nice. Good. 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 Wow, this game actually had reasonable autosaves. Thank you.
Right?
What game in the 90s had reasonable autosaves?
Yeah. Well, this was ahead of its time.
Although Poltergeist, is this back to the same level that they had completed previously?
Oh. It wasn't clear to me if they had finished it or not because it broke right as they were getting the last apple.
I think collecting the last apple may have broken the game itself, but I'm not sure.
Ah, that's not supposed to happen. We'll see. I mean, it's supposed to have was it like 47 levels or something like that?
Yes.
And this is not the shareware version, so it's not supposed to end after 7.
But this was version 1.2, not 1.3. Jeff.
Yeah.
Oh my
Well,
gosh.
you know what? Either way, it's not supposed to crash. I mean, there's a lot of crashing in this game, but not that kind. But I think it was just a random. This game wasn't made well and it crashed, rather than this is the end of. This is the end. They're not gonna be lucky enough to be freed of this after only 38 minutes.
Oh my gosh. I am really having a lot of fun looking at this, though. I enjoy watching this a lot more than I think I would enjoy playing. But at the same time, if it was a game that you had on the computer, since it has saves, you could pull this up for like 10 minutes, and then as soon as you get super angry, you could be done with it for that time.
I mean, you could. They can't.
Ku5ogrande got through it.
That was questionable hitboxes working in his favor. But yeah, that's amazing. So now you have to figure out a totally different type of terrain.
The triangle terrain. You know, in a world of polygons, this terrain is much more common.
Yeah. It really slows you down. Well, it didn't seem to slow Pika-Pals down too much. But now that's a tricky apple to get, right? Because you hit your head on the top and you die, and obviously you can't jump. So how are you going to get that?
Yeah, how?
It's real tricky.
Maybe you gotta bounce your motorcycle all around. Bounce? Come on, do the Pringles song. And jump in. You jump in. You jump in. Yeah.
The one thing you can do is to make that apple last. And I don't remember where the flower is in this level, though.
Hey, Poltergeist is getting into this as well. This is good.
Whoa, that was clutch for Pika-Pals. Oh, and it didn't work out.
Well,
we're on the same level again.
That's how it goes. Ooh, a very, very gentle concussion for Pika-Pals there.
Yeah, one thing that is kind of frustrating is that your hitbox includes your helmet, and so, I mean, sometimes it's clear that if you continued your motion, your head would die. But other times you're just kind of tapping.
It's like,
the top
wow,
of
I'm kind of mildly uncomfortable sitting here. Yeah. If anybody has, oh my gosh, I just remembered I had a friend traveling from the UK, came over here here to the US, and we decided to go four-wheeling because he'd never been on one. And, you know, a good lesson to remember is that most people who ride any sort of vehicle is usually a lot more reckless than me, because I actually understand fear. And I'm afraid of everything. So, yeah, he ended up rolling it over on himself, and he's like lying under the four-wheeler while it's on top of him. He's like, can I get a little help? You know, it could have hurt a lot, and he would have had to use his international insurance, and using any sort of insurance here in the US starts getting a little bit sketchy. But yeah, luckily there was no injury. He's like, we're not gonna do this anymore. Like, yeah, well, don't roll it on top of yourself then. You know?
I love that the quote for fear pulls up something from me. And believe it or not, I have still been working on trying to get games from North Korea.
One of these days.
I mean, there are a few, right? They have mobile games. And there have been international releases of a couple of them, but they're not things that we want to play.
Yeah,
right?
I'd assume so.
Yeah, they do have a ministry of whatever, but for the most part, you have to actually physically go into a store to get apps in North Korea. So instead of having an internet, they have their own national internet equivalent, so that people don't use the internet. Only foreigners are allowed to use the internet. So because of the need to physically go there, and some of their phones are clones of US or European made phones, so it's not clear what the compatibility is going to be.
Yeah. So I do want to give some professional strategies to people who want to learn how to ride any sort of machine. I guess this rule applies to learning how to drive a car as well. One, just don't. No. One is, always go a little bit slower than you think you should. That is the best way to sort of get an understanding for how it works. And the second is that if you're riding behind the person driving and they bail, you should probably bail as well, because that means that you might die if you don't. And there you go, the rules for riding any type of machine.
Any type of machine?
Yeah.
What about like the carousel?
If someone's bailing, you probably should not be on that. Let me tell you.
You got some interesting rules out there in Utah.
I've been on, I think it was the world's fastest carousel one time, and it was intense.
The world's fastest Okay.
Yeah.
Is it in Utah?
No, let's see. I think it was Eldridge Park. Let me take a look just to see. No, it definitely wasn't there. It was a different place. Let me go to the history of carousels. Essentia might remember, but I remember, like, it just spun around so fast and we had to hold on for dear life. I don't even remember if it had any sort of seatbelt or thing holding you to the carousel. So if you were not holding on, you legit could have been thrown off and possibly, you know.
You gotta hold on to the horsey.
Oh, I held on. Oh, I didn't want to die.
So it doesn't look like either of our players have figured out how to get that last apple yet. It's this is certainly in the nature of a puzzle, right? I mean, there's going to be some precision involved, but they need to get the strat to get it. So, looks like Poltergeist was trying to fall down and catch one of the wheels on the apple, and that didn't work. I mean, I think that's the hardest one to get, so I would start with that apple. Because if you're gonna die on it, you want to die right away.
Yeah, it's true. Honestly, I think that's a good rule of thumb for a lot of races. If there is a place that keeps causing you trouble, don't save that for last. Just keep doing that to begin with, because the rest of the level may be relatively trivial.
Yeah. I'm not sure how high up in the level either of them have gotten. I've seen them getting the apple all the way on the right. I think some of the others, but this is a big level vertically. And you can only see so much of the vertical part in the map. But, you know, I think Poltergeist had the right idea with falling off of the platform and then having the wheel hit. Let's see if Ku5ogrande is trying the same strategy. Yes! And it almost worked for Ku5ogrande. Almost worked, just has to figure out how to land I was gonna say jump, but really more of a fall.
Still, being able to get that one is a huge huge accomplishment. Let's just hope that Ku5ogrande is able to figure this out. Oh, someone is saying Elastomania. No, this is the prequel to Elastomania. The prequel. The game that came out before it.
Yes.
Action Supercross.
Yeah, the controls got better as they went on.
What? Oh my gosh. So apparently a big difference between merry-go-rounds and carousels is that in Europe they go clockwise, but in the US they go counterclockwise.
What?
Yeah, why would they? I don't know. I've never seen one that goes clockwise. That would feel weird.
It would.
Yeah,
It would feel weird, yeah. Is that for real? I could see them doing that in Australia.
That's what a random thing that popped up told me. I think it might be a computer virus. Let me see if I can get rid of this. It's listening, Jeff. It's listening to us.
Hey, I didn't give you this virus. If anything, I could have given a virus to the players, but not you.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
Although some of the games that give out are viruses.
Why does this thing that has the history of carousels have pictures of roller coasters? Those are not carousels. Okay,
and Poltergeist, it's a slightly different strategy that worked on getting the apple too, but wasn't able to get out of that position.
Dang it. Is it all going to come down to this apple?
Yes.
Jeff.
They've both gotten the apple.
See, it could have been a different fruit, like a banana. But no, it's the apple.
I mean, they're both stuck on the same apple. They've both, I think, gotten the same number of apples on this level. So, you know, but I expect within the next 10 minutes, somebody will get this apple plus quite a few of the others.
Yeah, I suppose.
They're just on the brink of figuring this out.
Come on, figure out the apple. Get me an apple. Oh, I didn't get an apple. I got a pot pie. Thank you, Justin.
I mean, as frustrating as this can be to score, I always really enjoy seeing matches that are this close at the end.
Yeah, I really do like matches like this. It's you know, even though it looks like Ku5ogrande has done a little bit more of the figuring out, at the same time, Poltergeist can still manage to get caught up and pass Ku5ogrande. It's this apple, I swear. This apple is gonna ruin lives.
Yeah. Alright, so I don't know if Pika Pals just fell off or is trying a different strat. Now it looks like he just fell off.
Yeah. Justin agrees apples... Oh,
right.
If you don't get the new iPhone,
Poltergeist,
Apple ruins your life. Okay.
Poltergeist is trying the same strat and it didn't work again, so I'm not sure if there's a way to make that work. I think Pika Pals is onto something with actual falling off of it.
Okay, Pika Pal's doing the jump. Good jump. Now, you just got to get one of the wheels underneath the edge there. There we go. Maybe. Oh, so close.
At least going off of the left side, it feels like it's much closer than Poltergeist has been getting.
I think so.
But you don't really... It doesn't seem like it's occurred to Poltergeist to try go over the left yet.
Well, yeah, the apple is closer on the left side. Like, it seems like that should be the way to go here. Oh no, Pika Pals.
So this is where not being able to control it very well, it becomes a little more apparent, right? Like these are folks that are real good at video games who are playing right now, and you know they generally seem to understand the controls pretty well. But even still, just getting what looks like it should be pretty straightforward, right? You just fall off the edge and move over to the apple. It's gotten them both tripped up.
Uh-huh. Oh my gosh, I have no clue. I have no clue how they're gonna do. Like, we still have enough time that there could be a comeback on Poltergeist's side. I believe Pika Pals would be considered in the lead by just a little bit. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe so.
I think if they were having any fun with this game, that's changed in the last 10 minutes. Or half an hour that they've been on this level. I'm not sure exactly how long it's been.
It's been about 10 minutes. But still, we are probably going to be on this level for the rest of everything. Yeah, Cadis is saying we have to factor in Polter's crash. Yeah, if it looked like there would be no issue with that, we normally, you know, would let it go. But it is a close enough race that we may need to give a little extra time to Poltergeist, to be decided by our referee, of course.
Yes. This is way closer than I could have imagined. I figured that there'd be more of a difference in how quickly people figured out the controls.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, our players are consistently better than anyone could have expected. I mean, just, you know, you saw that last game, last match as well.
Oh, Poltergeist, no! So, Jeff, have you ever been on a motorcycle?
I'm not exactly sure. I mean, I've been on a something that's kind of similar to this. Not like a Harley Davidson kind of thing. I've never been on one of those.
Okay.
But a motorbike. Been on a motorbike. If that counts.
I mean, it could be a moped. Was it a moped or a motorbike?
It wasn't a moped. It was like, it looked like this kind of thing.
Okay, I gotcha. Yeah,
And,
okay. Did you drive it yourself?
No. I was holding on for dear life. I was in the Netherlands. I was in Amsterdam. My friend was driving it, and it was crazy because
Poltergeist got the apple. Poltergeist got the apple and survived.
Oh.
Oh my gosh, that may be a lead change. Let's see what Polterghost is able to do from here, because... Oh no! Unfortunately, broke his back. Broke their back. Oh.
No. But yeah, I was gonna say, in Amsterdam, there are a lot of bikes all over the place, and they go real fast all over. So it's hard. Like in the US, you just deal with cars for the most part.
Yep.
And they go on roads, so you can kind of see them coming. But I was pretty scared being on a motorbike in Amsterdam.
Oh my gosh, Polterghost has gotten really good at this apple. Yeah. Ku5ogrande keeps trying the back wheel. The main problem with having your back wheel go under is that you can no longer control forward and backwards with the wheel on the top platform. Polterghost could.
Ku5ogrande has the apple now as well.
Oh, what? They both have the apple at the moment?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Real last minute push.
This is getting fun.
Looks like Ku5ogrande is opting to go the downward route.
Hey, Polterghost collects an apple. That would be, I believe, 2 apples for this stage. Yeah, we definitely need to keep our eyes on the screen for the rest of this match. Okay, Ku5ograde's grabbing another apple.
Polterghost grabbing another apple.
Even Knievel? No, Evil Knievel. Although, now this kind of makes me want to hear of somebody named Even Knieven. Ku5ogrande didn't get that apple? The game just... That was highway robbery right there.
What? That's never happened before.
Oh my gosh.
That's, it's a phantom apple.
That matters so much. Like, to go through an apple right at the very end and not collect it. Oh. I'm so angry at this game, but Ku5ograde's gonna go back there. Yeah.
I mean, I promised it would be Kuso.
I mean, yeah. Congrats. You did your job.
So,
no!
Ku5ograde.
Oh, Ku5ograde, no! Robbery. Robbery,
So
that's what I'm gonna say.
Crash. One person's gone through an apple without collecting it, so that's par for the course.
Yeah, that's par for the course. You know, wouldn't be the first time, wouldn't be the last time we've seen matches get decided by how dumb the game is, but I think this might be the case.
I don't know Ku5ograde has any time left to finish this off. So it's... I guess Poltergeist might get a tiny bit more time to account for the crash, but we'll leave that up to Kate.
Per Catus, Poltergeist finished the level. Well, you know what else is finished? The match! We're done! Jeff! Oh my gosh, what a nail biter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to go grab a box of nails just to bite them. Arr.
That was
It's bad for your teeth.
That was pretty clutch that Poltergeist beat like just as the timer was ending.
Yeah. So what do you think about how they did here?
Both absolutely amazing.
Jesus.
Oh yeah.
What was level 8?
That's what you get for making it to the brackets.
Yeah, essentially. But
For a reason.
yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say that Ku5ograde got robbed. Okay, because Ku5ograde. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's bring him in. Let's hear what he has to say. Hello there, Ku5ograde. Okay, so I was gonna say you were robbed.
Right.
Yeah, you might have won the match if not for that apple. So Polterghost, what happened was Pika-Pals drove through an apple.
I am 99% sure I could have beaten that stage, that attempt, had I not driven through that apple.
I think so. I think so too, yeah.
Like, I knew exactly what to do for the rest of the stage. I had done all of it already, except for the one impossible apple that I managed to grab once.
Yeah,
and then I drew through an apple.
That stupid apple. I mean, it's cool that they were able to get a mechanic into there. They just didn't give you very many tools to actually get the apple. Oh my gosh, but yeah, the really easy to get apple that you somehow drove through at a very slow pace. Oh my gosh.
I had a good 5 seconds to watch my character drive straight through an apple.
I know, right? Like, I was watching, I'm like, okay, disappear, apple, disappear. Are you gonna disappear? You're not disappearing.
Somewhere. One of these days, the 10 of my character that are touching this apple is gonna pick it up.
Apparently there are 3 hitboxes to collect the apple, and you just managed to avoid it with all of the hitboxes.
Jeez.
Yeah, so congrats. You not congrats in the way that you want, but in the way that you got. Oh my gosh. That was amazing. So what are your thoughts about the game? Let's start with Pika-Pals. Your overall thoughts.
In general, the game was alright. Like, other than being impossible to control, like...
That's kind of a big thing for games.
I mean, kinda.
Yeah,
I got used to control like halfway through, but...
Okay.
Okay, good. I know that Jeff was saying that you might not be able to get used to the controls at all during the match, but if you did, then great. That's better than expected. Like, honestly, how far both of you made it was much better than Jeff expected. I don't remember. How far did you think they could make it?
I don't think I said a specific level, but I sort of, depending on how quickly they learn the controls, I thought they might get, 3 or 4. One's pretty easy. You don't even really need to get the controls to get through 1, but by the time you get to level 4 or 5, you sort of need to know what you're doing.
Oh, yeah. And you both definitely figured that out pretty well. Polterghost, what about your opinions of the game?
Well, I was lied to. Jeff said this wasn't Excitebike, and by all means, this was Excitebike.
Were you excited?
It was exhilarating.
Honestly, we were looking, and besides some of the games that came out in the 80s, there essentially was no other game that was like this until this specific game came out. So it was definitely a game changer and got a lot of people excited about the genre. I would say that it hasn't aged well. Like, at all. But that it still ended up being what inspired, like, the whole Trial series. So it's a significant, just not a well-aged game. But what can you say? Like, the whole thing was made by basically one person, released as shareware that you had to purchase it in order to get to some of the later levels there. So, I don't know. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, fun is a word. Fun's
It was fun to watch.
Fun to
And it
watch.
was really clutch at the end.
Oh my gosh.
When you were both so, like, just neck and neck.
Like, with how chill the motorcycle game felt, and like how slow you had to do in order to, or had to go in order to pull off some of the maneuvers, to have it come that close at the end shocked me. It was a lot tenser than I think the game had any right to. Well, those are my thoughts about the game. Pika-Pals, you got robbed. Just so you know, I am completely against apples now, okay? I'm not gonna eat apples. Well, no, I'll eat every apple I see, okay? For you.
That'll teach 'em.
Yeah. Stupid apples.
Teaches how to disappear correctly.
So, you know, it's not the first time we've had somebody lose due to the video game just being dumb, and yeah.
Won't be the last.
Won't be the last. So, luckily you're not eliminated, so good luck in the loser's bracket. And
Thanks.
Polterghost, see you in round 3. I think that's it. Take care, both of you. I'll see you next time.
So long.
So long. So long. Yeah. How long is so long? I don't know.
I don't know either, but it is time for me to say so long as well. And this time, for real, I'm not GMing any more matches today.
Yeah, you... I mean, you say that, but I don't know. I'm skeptical. All right, bye, Jeff.
Bye.
Everybody, this is Ku5ogrande, the Bad Video Game Tournament. We have 2 more matches coming today, coming your way. So let me go ahead and run a quick ad as I do a little bit of setup. We should be pretty close to ready for the next one, though. Be back in 1 minute. Welcome on back, everybody, to Ku5ogrande. I know that you are all awesome. Running the ads, by the way, helps it so that when people come and join us during the stream, they do not get plagued with them. So